Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Voice News. We are live, people. It is the 29th of August. The day is Thursday, 29th of August of the year 2024. Over here in the country of South America, I cannot say for undisclosed and security reasons where am I located as right now, but it's 7:22 in the evening. The topic of today, it is aggravating. It is really aggravating what is going on around the globe with in terms of migration. It is the uh, what I specialize the most on migration, and we're going to talk about the illegal migration that is occurring right now into Israel, the illegal migration that is also occurring right now in Spain. That it was aggravating this what just happened in Spain and Ceuta, and also most importantly the armed crew of Tren de Aragua that was just captured by a secret camera entering apartment complexes armed, heavily armed, and completely assaulting people, innocent people in their homes. All of this, before I go on and before I move on, all of this has brought to you by the Biden administration and the open border policies of Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, and Alejandro Mayorkas. This is in the hands of Alejandro Mayorkas and Joe Biden. Nobody else. All this disaster that is occurring right now in the borders with Mexico and the United States of America, the collateral damage of these violent groups, what they have caused into Central and South America, bringing violent gangs as Tren de Aragua, as Los Lobos from Ecuador, as El Cartel del Golfo of Colombia, operating massively, trafficking people, trafficking humans, trafficking women, trafficking children into not only the hemisphere of the continent of America, but ultimately into all the continent and into all the world. They have created a new industry that is creating millions and millions and billions of dollars. And this is in the hands of Kamala Harris and the Biden administration. Now, the other hand is, when is this going to stop? This is the other question that everybody's asking. The only way to stop it, and it is, it goes by the hand of the United Nations, the UNHCR, OIM, that is the truly who they are, the open border policies masters and kings and queens. They started with this global compact of migration that it was brought to you by, Barack Obama into the West Hemisphere. This is horrible what is going on. I will talk to you also why am I in South America? The reason why am I in South America, and I'm going undercover into several different situations and several different locations. I'm going undercover to find out where are these 80,000 children that they are missing in the United States of America, that the leftist organizations, that the NGOs, and that a lot of these undercover people have gone into NGOs, international humanitarian stations, and trying to find out where they're taking these children. I understand the fact that they're going to the places where they're distributing them, and it's absolutely a fact that they are illicit and illegal distributions of children through non-parents and through people that they are non-qualified to receive an unaccompanied minor. But where are these minors coming from? And these minors, where they're coming from, is clearly that they have an arrangement with the NGOs. It's clearly that they have an arrangement with ultimately not only the NGOs, but international organizations. And we are here in South America to find that out. And we have found, my God, people, you're not going to be surprised. Before I move on, we have found two cases of women that they were trafficked, that they were abused, and they were going to be sold into the United States of America, and they are going to give their statements in a really undisclosed interview, where they're going to talk about how much of the trafficking of children and the trafficking of women, and how the women are being sold, and they were going to be sold into buyers of the United States of America, inside of the United States of America. And also they're going to explain other first-class world countries where they are selling these people. It is amazing what these open border policies and how these women are going to say how all of this is connected and aligned with the UNHCR, with UNICEF, that they know about the trafficking of children, and also institutions of government in South America, that they're in cahoots with the cartel, as they know how much is this as a business. Let me just tell you something before we move on. For people to understand how much is a child over here in South America, in the parts of Venezuela, Colombia, and Ecuador. A cost of a child that we have found now between people that they have given us statements that they don't want to be on camera, that they have been part of this situation and they are afraid to speak. A child is in value over $50,000 to be sold into first-class buyers in first-class world countries. That is nothing for people that they are buying children, and they are actually traffickers of children. We have found those statements. These interviews, we're going to give it to you guys in the next incoming days. You guys are going to be completely in shock. Also, we have an interview of a family that it was brutally raped inside of the Darien Gap, and a minor that she was brutally abused inside of the Darien Gap by the traffickers and the delinquent organized crime that operates inside of the Darien Gap. It's amazing, these interviews that we're going to give you. Before we move on, buy me a coffee. It is pinned in the chat. We are in South America. I completely appreciate your help. And this is why I'm telling you, because all of this that I'm investing everything that you guys are donating and contributing to my work. I'm coming into these places and try to risk my life to put this into perspective, because elections are coming and we cannot, and I am not, and I'm being completely transparent. If Kamala Harris wins, this country is done. The country of the United States of America, and I'm being completely blunt. And I'm saying this in the most transparent and logical way. The country is done in so many ways. And it's already divided, and it's going to be more divided. And we're risking our lives and bringing you guys the reality and truth of the news. And we need your help. I'm actually saying this. We need your help with contributions and donations for us to continue and move on. Buy me a coffee is pinned in the chat on YouTube. It's pinned right there in the chat. I will read your donations up there as they're coming in right here. And I will give you guys a shout out immediately as they are coming in. Let me put this video in perspective. I remember back in 2020, I believe, so 2021, I was in a caravan, and I was the first one that started calling it out. We knew on a caravan that it was coming from South America, that the Tren de Aragua, the violent gang from Venezuela, was walking in the caravan. It was infiltrated in the caravan. I started saying, the Gateway Pundit, a really well-known news outsource, quoted everything that I said about, and I'm glad that they did, everything that I said about the Tren de Aragua coming infiltrated on this massive caravan, that it was around between 6,000 and 10,000 migrants. Now it is an aggravated problem. This just happened. And let me put this video in perspective. These are Tren de Aragua individuals. These are Venezuelan migrants that sadly, I will say this, sadly, these migrants, they completely damage the image of good migrants. Completely damage the image of good migrants. And I'm a migrant myself. So these people do not represent me. They absolutely do not represent me at all. Not even for 1 cent at all. They do not represent any other migrant that is trying to come in and trying to do things right. You know, inside of the country of the United States of America, and whatever country they're trying to migrate, man. Whatever country they're trying to migrate. There's a really rude comment right here, and I am just going to read you for once. This is a really rude comment. It says, after you pay your mortgage, food, insurance for cars, bills, etc., I don't have money to buy my own effing coffee. I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry, but your comment is way out of line. If you cannot contribute or donate, I don't have nothing against you, brother. But your comment is way out of line. I will completely tell you, keep it down a notch. So I'm trying to do the news over here and trying to travel and trying to give you guys the news. And if you don't like it, there's the door. Really, I'm being honest and I'm being blunt. And I always have been respectful and transparent to everybody. If you like to contribute, I say if you like, it is not an obligation. So let me put this video. This is the Tren de Aragua going into neighborhoods. I believe that is in Denver, Colorado. This is the Venezuelan gang. This was recently shot. This is crazy. This is crazy how this has gone out of hand. In Colorado, look at this, how it says. It says, let me just return back the video. Let me just return back the video so I will read this. Look how it says. This is armed crew flaunts guns inside a Colorado apartment building overrun by Venezuelan gang. This is crazy. These people are going into apartments. They're knocking on the doors and they're assaulting. Look at this guy holding a 9mm. You got the guy that is calling the shots on the back. You got the guy that is holding the long gun. You got another guy that is holding, possibly that he's armed. All of these people, they crossed the Darien Gap. All of these people, they have crossed the Darien Gap. They have crossed where we have walked. I have crossed the Darien Gap with Ben Berquan. We are the only ones that we have done that 4 times. 4 times we have done that. And all of these people we have crossed, we have walked with these people. This is why we say there's really bad people infiltrated. And you want to talk about the bad people that are infiltrated? Look at here. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about, that these are the really bad people, that they're infiltrated. And now you have these people that they're coming in and they are, thank you so much. Alan Ban bought me 3 coffees. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you like to contribute, let me just refer that because there was a horrible comment right here, really incoherent comment. But if you like to contribute to our independent reporting and travel fund, buy me a coffee. It's right there. This is bad. Let me just, it says shocking video obtained by KDBR shows a crew of a gun wielding men stormed through an Aurora, Colorado apartment building, reportedly overrun by dangerous Venezuelan gang. Horrible. This is horrible, man. Completely horrible. Then it goes on and it says, look at it. It's a crew. Look at this guy, man. Wow. They enter the home. What is this? A 40 caliber, 9mm, long gun. Shocking video obtained by KDBR. There's another one on the back. How many do you need to operate? It says the footage was captured early August by resident Edgar Romero shortly before a shootout at the edge of Lori apartment complex. The several injured 1 person. This is what Kamala Harris, the Biden administration, and every single individual has on the Biden administration has admitted. This is in your hands. This is in your hands. Somebody saying it was probably just a drug deal gone bad. No. Come on. No, chingues, hombre. Come on. Stop decreasing the crime. Stop denigrating the crime. Stop watering down the crime. No. These are people, bad people, and there's clear evidence that they have done this in the past. They have done this with cell phones. There's a violent gang that is operating in New York, assaulting people with motorcycles and motorbikes, stealing people's cell phones, stealing people's property, squatting in people's places. No. This is not drug deal gone bad. These are people that are organized, and they have done this in their own country. These are people that they go into these places, they rob, they steal, and they take advantage of the situation of the most vulnerable and people that they do not have, something to defend themselves. It's bad. It's really bad. This is why the title of the video says "Migration Gone Crazy." Why? Because it is. Is this bad? What the Biden administration has done is completely open up the border to people that they are admitting, being admitted by a claim of refugee and asylum. You understand that a claim of refugee and asylum, you have a justification in a legitimate case of asylum. Yes, you understand that. All right. You got a case. Do these people have a case of asylum and refugee? Question mark. Do these people actually have a case? Do these people actually have a case of asylum and refugee? I'm just asking. No, they don't. No, they do not have a case of asylum and refugee. And guess what? They were registered in a case of asylum and refugee under the court of law of the United States of America, processed by an NGO, possibly. These NGOs that they're receiving millions of dollars out of these cases, millions of dollars, and they're ultimately releasing these people. You know, I'm a pro-migrant myself, not and I have walked with really good people in caravans. I have walked with really good people in the Darien Gap, doctors, teachers, all this kind of people. But you have infiltrated individuals, really bad people. We need a filter. That's it. There's no other thing to justify this crime, this horrible situation which is happening. You need a filter. And you continue with this stupidity of opening up the border, of saying that everything is good. You know, the border's closed. We have decreased the migration and everything has decreased. Jesus, man. Somebody's asking, where are the Chinese people and other ones that they pay $30,000 to $35,000 to get all the way to the United States of America? And they're operated by the Colombian cartel, which they're smuggling them all the way from Turkey, and from Turkey to Quito, Ecuador. And from there, they they drag them into Colombia. From Colombia, they push them in through the Darien, through a specific route. And then, bam, they go Central America, South America. You're in the States. Crazy. Now, this is just one. This was reported just one. I'm going to go again to another migration that it was reported. This was from the Israel Nation News. I was just in Israel. Just came back from Israel. I was 12 days over there with my mentor, Chuck Holton, which is send him a shout out. Chuck, you're the best war correspondent in the planet. But let me just read this. And all of this is because of the UN is operating. All of this migration disaster, it is in the fault in the hands of the United Nations and all the people that they're trying to follow and trying to make it look and trying to make it understand. Thank you so much. Noble Serene bought me 5 copies. Thank you so much. Thank you. So it says right here, the Israel Nation News, it says, dozens of illegals arrested in central Israel. Over 60 illegal infiltrators were arrested over 24 hours in a period in central Israel. 5 businesses and 2 drivers taken for questioning. Why 5 drivers? What kind of people were crossing? What kind of people we're talking about? So it says right here in the bottom, let me just read it right here real quick. 19 illegal infiltrators were arrested Wednesday morning at a number of construction sites in central city of Rishon LeZion. In other cities in central Israel, Yasham counterterrorism of officers increased operation in businesses, apartments, undergoing renovations and construction sites where they were suspicious of illegal workers being employed, transported, and accommodated. As part of the enforcement operations by police officers in Tel Aviv and Holland and Bat Yam and also in Givat Jim, officers detained, questioning 43 what? Guess what? 43 Palestinian. This is not Islamophobic. This is not, oh my God, this guy is accusing these people. Possibly they were running away. Yeah, this has nothing to do with creating hysteria, white supremacy, white imperialism, xenophobic, transphobic, homophobic, bronophobic, fatphobic, racist, fascist, narcissist, bigot, spreading fake news and CIA propaganda, all this stupidity language. This has to do with the reality. And it says 43 Palestinian Authority Arabs who were in pre-1967 Israel without proper permits, as well as 5 employers and 2 individuals were transported as individuals that they were illegals crossing. Now, just recently, not too long ago, there was a Palestinian who got caught in the border of Santa Teresa, New Mexico, that it was in a terrorist watch list. This just recently happened just a couple of weeks ago. I was in Israel when I gave out this news. Why we need to filter people? You just saw the Tren de Agua operating in Colorado, going into apartments and assaulting people. A couple of weeks ago, you saw a Palestinian terror watch list individual cross the border in Santa Teresa, New Mexico. Now you have illegal activity in Israel of people that they're crossing in illegally. With what intention? God knows who. It's just unbelievable, the disaster of this United Nations Global Compact on Migration. It's just, that is the number one fault. That is the number one thing. If the United Nations is just an organization that is stealing air. You just saw Tim Walz having a reunion with Satan himself, that is the son of George Soros. That is Satan himself. It is worse than George Soros. You guys start talking about who's going to take over the United Nations. For God's sake, if the son of George Soros, start saying this, it is going to be absolutely incredible. Now, let me just put a comment right here. And I like to read these comments. So it says, Luis Esteban Gaitan Mejia, possibly you're a Mexican-American that was born in the United States of America, who was born in the United States of America, who has heritage of Mexico, and also that you are, enjoying the capitalist dollar, eating out of your capitalist sofa, living out of your capitalist apartment, with your capitalist laptop, with your capitalist iPhone, and living out of the capitalist dollar, living an incredible life in the United States of America, right? You're possibly that guy. So it says, stop being a slave of the Jews and spreading the propaganda. Again, the same language of a liberal, spreading CIA propaganda, stop being their white supremacy, bootlicker of the white man, and all this stupidity language, because I don't agree with your liberal, disgusting agenda. I'm a Mexican, born and raised, and living in Mexico. I don't live in the United States of America. I live in Mexico. So I'm not nobody else bootlicker. I'm nobody else's slave. And then you say Israel has killed hundreds of thousands of people. Talk about that. I have talked about it so many times. But I want to talk to you about this, something real simple. Do you remember October 7th? I want to ask you a question. Do you remember October 7th? Have you heard of an organization that it is called Hamas? Have you ever heard of an organization that is called Hezbollah? Because you guys are really emphatic and you guys are really emotional when you're typing out of your capitalist iPhone in the United States of America and say, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, but you have never stepped into a war zone. I have done that. I was just in the border with Lebanon in Malkia, where they're getting bombed and attacked every day. I was in Kiryat Shimona when they are being attacked by Hezbollah. I was in Estarad, the border with Gaza. What do you want more? I was in Jish, the border with Lebanon. Were you there? I'm just asking a really simple question. And I saw how Hezbollah was attacking consistently every day, 30 to 35 missiles into the northern part of Galilee. Just saying. Have you seen the commercial of Hezbollah promoting all their tunnels? How they are just basically the most terrorist supported organization in the world? Have you heard of the most than 50 plus tunnels that they were destroyed between the Gaza and Egypt, where they were smuggling artillery? No, but it's a genocide. I understand. It's a war. A lot of people, sadly, are going to die. Children sadly, they're dying. Yes, I understand that. It's exactly like the war in Ukraine with Russia. Nobody likes wars, man. You want me to be and talking about the Palestinian, how the Palestinian people have a problem? I wish that I can cross the Gaza Strip, brother. But you know who doesn't want us to cross the Gaza border? And how we are going to get kidnapped? Oh, by the way, I want to ask you a question. Really simple. What's up with the hostages? Have they already released them? I'm not against the Palestinian people. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I have friends that they're from Palestine. I have a couple of friends that they're from Palestine. But I'm just saying, when are you going to release the hostages? When you are completely denigrating the Israel people, because it is not only Israel Jews for all these incompetent individuals. It is not only Israel Jews. You have Christian Israelis. You have Maronite Israelis. You have people that they're Arab Israel. They live in Israel. That they were born in Israel. You have Muslims that they live in Israel. So when you say from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, you want to destroy the whole Israel, which you have. Bro, you have all kinds of entities. So what I'm trying to say to you is, when you say about this, stop being, you sound completely biased and brainwashed. I want to say this to you. Okay, let's say I want to ask you a real legitimate question to you, Mexican American, better known as Pocho for you. I want to ask you a question. So let's say Israel says ceasefire, talking about migration of Israel. Let's say Israel says ceasefire. Just asking you a question. Israel ceases fire. Will Hezbollah cease fire? I'll ask you a question because all the people in the northern part of Galilee, they have said they're not going to cease fire. They're getting attacked. They're getting slammed. Now, don't come to me with these Rothschilds and all these. You guys are so disgusting. All these liberals, man. You guys attacked the other people and you say that we are the conspiracy theories, we are creating hysteria, that we are the fear mongers, that we are creating all these CIA conspiracy propagandas, and you guys are talking about all this BS. And I'm just asking you a simple question. If Israel cease fire, will Hezbollah cease fire also, and they will disappear and go 40 kilometers from the border? I'm just asking you a really simple question, and you cannot even answer. It's like when Charlie Kirk asked people, what is a woman? And they're like, oh, here we go with your gotcha question. I'm just asking you a really simple question. If Israel says, all right, I'll stop, will Hezbollah stop? And when you support this issue and when you support this, you're part of the problem, because Hezbollah and Hamas is exactly like the same as El Cartel de Sinaloa, as El Cartel del Golfo, as every other cartel, that they are also terrorists, as the MS gang, that Nayib Bukele qualified this gang as as a terrorist organization. I'm just asking you a really simple question. And then you go with you're the white bootlicker. CIA conspiracy propaganda. Oh, you cannot have an argument. You cannot have an argument. And still, I'm seeing your comments, and still you cannot give me an answer. I don't even know the Torah. Oh, yes, I don't know that. I read the Torah. I can tell you. Yes, I read the Torah. I also have read the Quran. And I can read you a surah right now, and I can challenge you. If you read me a surah right now, I read you a surah right now of the Quran. I know the culture of the Quran. I know the culture of Islam. I'm a Christian myself, but I know the culture. Now you want to denigrate these libtards, man. They want to denigrate you. They want to make you feel less. This so-called, journalists, wannabe journalists. Oh my God, disgusting. And they don't have no solutions whatsoever. And when you ask them a question, a really simple question to these people that they're really incompetent. You ask them a really simple question. If Israel cease fire, will Hezbollah go away? No, they won't. They're defending terrorist organizations. What is going to be next? You're going to defend the cartel of Sinaloa? You're going to be like, oh, you know what? Oh my God, El Chapo. He has been so oppressed in his prison, and they're violating their rights. They're not even letting him have a normal lunchtime. Oh my God, that is so bad. We need to treat him as a human. That is you, right? But we're the bootlickers. Oh, we're the white man. Oh, yeah. Oh, this pro-Israel, last pro-America, last pro-Israel. That is your next argument, that we say, oh, we're, Israel has Israel has the authority to defend themselves. And they're like, oh, you're pro-Israel, but you're not pro-America. You guys are argumenting that because that is your last argument. But if we say pro-America, oh my God, you're a white man bootlicker. It's a never-ending game with you guys. It's just stupidity. And we're talking about the same situation with migration, that we need a filter. Whether you like it or not, we need a filter. Whether you like it or not, we need a filter at every border. Now, let me focus on another thing. Migration gone crazy. And this is a joke, yeah. Says Jews are white, yeah. I seen, and this is for all these, this incompetent liberals, man. And I'm telling about these liberals, Mexican American liberals, man. They're pochos, and they want to talk about they denigrate, us Mexicans. This is because they have in their head their social class ideologies. But I've gone into Israel. I have seen Ethiopian Jews. Do you know about the massive population in Israel of Ethiopians that they're Jews? Have you seen them? My God, they are thousands, hundreds of thousands of Ethiopian Jews that they live in Israel. But these are the white supremacy, the white imperial. My God, when you go over there and you're walking and you're actually experiencing and you're actually in the line of fire, in the line where there is the line between Lebanon and Israel, when you are there, you realize like how incompetent all these libtards that they are protesting, how they are. They really, you realize how stupid and incompetent these people are, because they're over there chanting in the White House and from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Stop it, and they don't even know what's going on over there. It's incredible. But you continue with, you're the propagandist. You know, the other day I was doing a live, and Israel hit more than 200. The IDF, the IAF with Mossad hit more than 200, clandestine camps of Hezbollah, destroying more than 6,000 rockets, missiles, and rocket launchers. That Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah, got really hit with that. So Nasrallah came out and said, that's a lie, that's fake propaganda. It's all contraire. We hit them in 9 military bases. I was there. There was no military base that he hit. And I actually was asking a libtard, so you're telling me that you don't believe, you're going to believe Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah? That's your number one source of information? You have to be kidding me. So now, at the hell with the right-wing propagandists, I am going to believe Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah. That's my news in Al Jazeera. Jesus. It's unbelievable, really. Unbelievable. Somebody saying, Oscar, you don't know what is going on. No, I'm just a guy that has, a microphone and just acting up. You're right, Jensei. God bless you, man. I'll be praying for you. This is another situation that is happening. Complete disaster in the border of sorry about the coughing right here, people. Complete disaster in the border of Ceuta in Spain. Somebody saying you're just a Mexican. You're just a Mexican, yeah. Oh my God, look at this guy. So racist. You sound just like those natives. Wow, how racist. And this is a Latino. You're a fraud, bro. Calm down. It's called occupation. Stop paneling you. Yeah, this is a Latino. Wow, how racist this is. Look at how racist this comment. You sound like those natives. Wow. And we're the racists. So this is the actual situation which is happening also in Spain. No, I'm not getting mad. I like to read their comments, really. I have fun with them because they're really incompetent. So this is actually what is going on in Spain. Horrible. Ceuta, it is a border that is, next to Morocco. Border that it has been, completely ambushed. And sadly, Moroccan, young kids, unaccompanied young kids, Moroccan kids, have been crossing the border from one side to another, swimming, across the river to cross to the other side. And ultimately, trying to get to a better life. But this has, gone over the head. It's a complete disaster. And I have said this before, and I'm going to say it again. The fault of this migration, of course, it is, the fault of the governments, bad corruption, bad living on these places. But ultimately, the organization that is giving them the leverage to cross to several countries without documenting themselves, without doing an irregular migration, that the liberals and the Democrats have changed this language barrier defense to take away the illegality of migration, because in their heads they're saying no human is illegal, right? Their chant. So they watered down the term illegal into irregular. So this has been happening more in the part of Spain where they are crossing from Morocco crossing from Morocco into basically into Spain. It's a lot of migrants, a lot of young kids, a lot of these Moroccan kids that they're trying to save, trying to look for a better life. And but it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. It's a disaster of a border. It has been considered one of the borders that is completely insecure in terms to migration. But the sad thing about it is that the majority of the kids that they're crossing, they're unaccompanied Moroccan kids that they're crossing illegally, illicitly, irregularly, however you want to call it, into the Spain territory, trying to get to a better place. Sad to say that. Sad to say that. It's bad. There's no filter. And the United Nations has given all these NGOs, all these activists, all these defenders of human rights activists, they're lefties, giving them the authority to just break the law under the claim that they're, oh my God, we're suffering and all this. Yeah, I understand that you're suffering. I understand, but there's a process. I'm a pro-migrant myself. I believe that migration is a human right. And a lot of the right-wing extremists or right-wing propagandists or right-wing people that they consider right-wing, oh my God, I'm a right-wing. Yes, I'm a right. I'm not even right or left. I'm a follower of Jesus. Before everybody starts spreading, what am I pandering to? I'm not for a political party. The only political party that I got is called Jesus Christ. That's the only one. He doesn't see color. He doesn't see countries. He doesn't see, that's the only guy that I see. But a lot of the people that they're on the right, they don't like some of the comments that I say that, migration is a human right, which I believe that is a human right. But there, in those human rights, you have laws and you have a process. And those human rights, they need to be respected. There is a law and there's a process. Yes, there's a law, there's a process. This is phenomenal. This is just incredible. These comments are just incredible. These comments are just phenomenal. I just love these comments. I love these comments right here. I love these comments because the justification of an oppressed and victimized person, it is this. It is this. This is a person that has, like we as Latinos, and I will tell you how we are raised before I go on and move into a topic that is a real topic, because this is just people that they're victimized and people that they're always going to live under a shadow, and they're never going to grow a pair of balls to just go out there and fight the world like everybody else and work like everybody else. But every time they're going to try to victimize themselves and blame it on the white man, blame it on the white supremacy, and the language barrier or the fence that they cut the freedom of speech is this: you are a fearmonger, you're creating hysteria, you are you are conspiracy theories, you are white supremacy, you're a white imperialist, you're xenophobic, transphobic, homophobic, pronophobic, fatphobic, racist, fascist, narcissist, bigot, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, CIA propagandist. And from there, if you don't accept the fact of that language, they will label you and they will put you on this box. And this box, it is, you're a white supremacist, you're this, you're that. But if you do not feel, and if you follow them, if you're part of the oppressed, you're part of the anarchy, you're part of the burning the flag of the United States of America, you're part of all this stupidity that is destroying the United States of America, actually dividing the United States of America, you're part of the team. You are part of the team. You're part of the yay. We can wear a mask and just destroy everything. We know you're living on your grandma's basement, but we can go out there and protest the whole day. Yay, yay, yay. Chuck Holton calls them incels. You should go and find that live of Chuck Holton. He has a great report on these kids that they're called incels. Those kids that they had never developed outside of the world, and when they did, they all the time that they dedicate themselves to be in a basement, see pornography, video games, and violent video games. So when they step up to the world, and you're like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? They're not qualified to, to be in the world. My God, you tell them to take out the trash and they get mad. You tell them to move the lawn, they don't even know how to do it. Sadly, these are the victimized people. These are the people that they're actually damaging a lot of the countries in the United States of America. These are the people that they have a mental illness. I have said this multiple times. The United States of America is going through a process right now that has a mental illness problem. It really has a mental illness problem. And scary. Scary. It's just scary what it has. It's a reality. Now, we are in an undisclosed location right now, people. Give it a like to the video, share the video. Buy me a coffee is pinned in the chat right there for people to like to contribute to my independent reporting and travel fund. Buy me a coffee. It is right there. Pinned in the chat. I will greatly appreciate all your contributions and your help. We're getting an interview right now in about 30 minutes. And this interview is about a family that got brutally abused inside of the Darien Gap. Tomorrow, I have 2 interviews, difficult ones. 2 women that they were being trafficked by the cartel into the United States of America and being sold. And they're going to explain also about the children. Guess what? The UNHCR knows about this, and it's not doing anything about it. If you go into the UNHCR, if you go to the United Nations page, do you see these kind of, situations? Children being missing? The actual situation in Venezuela where they're going through a dictator that doesn't want to release the elections. And he lost. He lost clearly. Clearly he lost. He lost the election. But, they're calling it's because of the sanctions and it's because of the Yankee of the United States of America. It is him, the Yankee. It is the American imperialism. All these people are the American imperialism, but they living out of the capitalist dollar and they're living out of, they go and buy their capitalist hamburger with their capitalist fries and their capitalist Coke. And they complain about the capitalist America, but they have their capitalist new car that they just took out of their capitalist car dealer. And they go to their capitalist gas station to put capitalist gasoline. They go to their capitalist apartment, which they pay capitalist rent. And they go also to buy capitalist food and capitalist businesses. When they come home and they use their capitalist microwave to heat up their capitalist food. And when they go back to work, they work on their capitalist job, which provides them a life. Possibly that they don't like, but they have to work hard to make a capitalist better living. These are the same people that they want communism. Yeah, it's amazing. We are here to investigate, and I want to give you some stats, some statistics. Sorry about my accent. To all these Mexican Americans that they complain about, Mexican. Yeah, accepting donations is capitalism. Yes. Imagine all these people that they support communism and they're accepting donations. What the hell? So, Oscar, did the coffee go through? I'm having trouble too. Let me see one tire, mama. Let me see what's going on right here. I have only Gigabyte bought me 5 coffees. Oh my God. Gigabyte says, go, Oscar. We appreciate you. Keep on keeping on. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I want to tell you, what am I doing over here? So we have, sorry about that. So we have a problem. And everybody knows this problem. And there's there's a lot of people that they have infiltrated themselves and they're reporting on the U.S. border. But about the trafficking of children and the children that are being missing and the children that are being distributed to NGOs and all these people that they're distributing children to people that they're not even qualified and they're not even registered and you don't even know where in the hell they're going. And sadly, this has become a multi-billion business, and we have reported on this. Migration has become a business. But um, the actual situation, which I'm here, is to investigate cases which they escaped, trafficked, they escaped the trafficking, they escaped the abused, and they are actually going to tell us the real legitimate story about how this business it is founded, how this business works, and how these international organizations they are in cahoots. Clearly, how this business works from South America, Central America into the North, and how international organizations they turn the blind eye and they say, another child, another one bites the dust. International institutes of government are involved, and this, continues, continues and continues and continues. It's an aggravated problem. Aggravated problem. Movie came out of trafficking of children. You guys know about this? You guys seen the movie? A lot of situations and a lot of cases have been happening about this. But we are here to investigate that. A lot of people are talking about what's up with the 80,000 children. Is it really a reality of the 80,000 children that they're missing? That's my number one. Tijuana Border Jumper, thank you so much. Bought me 5 copies. Hey, send me Tijuana Border Jumper. Muchas gracias, mi hermano. Muchas gracias, te lo agradezco. It's always been about that for me. It's always been about how these NGOs, how these gringos, liberals, these liberal gringos, how they come into our country and they spread the hate to us, using us to spread hate into another country. It's always been about that for me. I was curious about these liberal gringos, liberal white guys coming into our country and spitting their hate in our country to use us as a political gain to win votes and propaganda. It's a reality. That's what they've been doing. And it caught my eye, all these liberals that are coming over here and, working for NGOs and being part of illicit and illegal businesses and trying to make it look like they're helping, but they're not. They're making a lot of money. As also lawyers, they're trying to make it look like they're lawyers and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm a lawyer. I work for a lawyer firm. We don't have any money, but we pay $40,000 a year to an intern. But we don't have any money, by the way. We don't have any money, but we pay $40,000 a year to an intern. That's what we do, but we don't have any money. Nothing. We don't have nothing. My God, I'm just, with these pair of shoes and I don't have nothing else. Thank you so much to Cynthia. Cynthia bought me a coffee. Let me go to Buy Me a Coffee app and read who bought me a coffee right there. I'm trying to go right now and log in. Let's go see. My God, thank you so, Dick Mans, thank you so much. Michael Graham, thank you so much. Cynthia, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. My God, thank you so much. So, this is the actual situation what I'm here for. Give it a like to the video, share the video, like the video, share it, like the video on Facebook, hit that bell button on YouTube, hit that like button on X, hit the like button on X. Vamos a 48 minutos, 49 minutos. El programa es de 1 hora. Nos faltan 10 minutitos. 10 minutes more. And we're done. So God bless you all. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Boys News. It's a pleasure to be with you guys. It's a pure pleasure to be with you guys. I'm been traveling for around now it's going on almost 20 days. A lot of people are asking me if I'm still sick. Yes, I have I think it's like I had like a fever, and then it was like coughing, and it was really bad because I had an 11-hour flight, and I was coughing the whole time in the plane. It was really bad. But I tried. There was no medicine. Then when I landed in the place that I landed, I immediately went to a pharmacy and bought some really heavy stuff so I can, it can go away. It didn't go away. So I had to, thanks so much. Somebody else. My God. Somebody bought me 10 coffees. I don't want to say your name because it sounds real bad. But it says Dyke Man. I'm setting. uh, your name is tricky, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, brother. Bobby 10 coffees says, God bless you and your work. Reply. Thank you so much. Also, Gigi. Gigi says, bought me 5 coffees. Thank you, Oscar, for your journalism, bringing the news. Proud of your coverage and risk. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I went to a pharmacy and got a couple of medicine, going on. And when I got that medicine, I bought the medicine. I took it, and I landed in Madrid. And in Madrid, I had a rough night. I had to wait in Madrid to catch my flight. 9 hours in that freaking airport. So I slept on the floor, no cushioning, and possibly got more sicker. And then I grabbed the other plane from there, 11-hour flight, coughing the whole time. Landed where I need to land in South America, and I'm doing my investigations over here right now. It's difficult to do these investigations. Yes, they are, because you got to be undisclosed and all this kind of stuff. But we're trying to do the best that we can so we can bring information later on for you guys to be. There's going to be remarkable information for you guys to understand, what is going on, the actual situation, what is going on, and the cases. I want to know the cases. I don't want to know the whole thing. I want to know the cases. I want to hear the people, actually talk about this situation. God bless you guys. Take care of yourselves. Thank you for joining in. Has been a pleasure to talk to you guys. Read some comments. Says Ron Hayes. Rod Hayes says, my mom got to see you or Chuck Holton live today in TV in Israel. Oscar, my mom thinks Chuck Holton is wonderful. Yes, he's an incredible man. He's my mentor. He's an incredible man. Oscar, please make Spanish video. Tell Mexicans to vote for President Trump. I will make a Spanish video. Yes, I will. You two are doing a great service to America and Mexico. Thank you so much, Rod Hayes. Thank you so much. Blessings, Oscar. Blessings, everyone. Have a great night. Yes, have a great night. Miss Eva Skelly Peters. Love you, Miss Eva. Thank you so much for all your support. God bless your dear heart. A question, Oscar. Have you seen any men that got free yet? From where? I don't understand the question. God bless America and you, Oscar Blue. Thank you so much. Hello, Oscar. Sharing love from meeting you on Chuck's channel. Oh, God bless. I've been in Chuck's channel for a couple of times. People got upset because I say these kind of words, and a lot of, they're hardcore Christians. And I understand. I'm trying to, I'm a Catholic. I was born and raised Catholic. And I'm trying to, Chuck is a mentor of mine, man. I follow that man. He's an incredible man. I learned so much from him. I admire, him for everything that he does. Somebody says, "Are you a Zionist?" I'm a follower of Jesus, and God bless you, brother. God bless you. I'll pray for you. So I learned so much from him, and I'm trying to learn from Christianity, and possibly, Gigi, thanks so much. Thank you. A lot of people are donating coffees. Thank you so much. And I'm trying to see if I can, come close to Christianity and learn more from it. But it's sad to see that it's, and I will say it like it is. I'm Catholic. That is Christianity. We believe in Jesus. But it's sad to see that I'm getting, not attacked, but I'm getting, I don't want to say attacked. I'm getting, slammed by Christians that they don't like me using several words. And it's a culture. You guys have another culture. I have, I have my culture of Mexico, and I'm a Mexican. So those are expressions for me. It's not that I'm condemning Jesus, or I'm of course I'm not. I'm a follower of Jesus. So hopefully one day I will convert to Christian. Looking forward to it one day. Coming closer now, reading the Bible every day now, every day, once in a day. I'm reading it. Chuck told me you should read the Bible more because we know we were as we're just going around Israel. He's telling me all these stories about the Bible, and I'm like, what? Where is that? And he starts saying, oh, this is in Isaiah or John or Deuteronomy or something like that. I'm like, I never heard of something like that. So it's the sad thing about it that I need to read it more, right? So I'm reading it. I'm making an effort. I'm making a really you know, well worked effort. But it's sad to see that some the people that they're slamming me are Christians, and I feel sad about that. I will tell you one experience that I had, uh, and I will tell an experience that I had that it was bad, and I didn't like this. I had an experience going into the Holy Sepulchre, and I was trying to get a blessing from a priest for two of my uncles that passed away from cancer. Just recently, my aunt passed away from cancer, and in 2016, my other uncle passed away from cancer. So I'm trying to go over there to see if I can get a blessing or a prayer for them. And I got in there, and there was some, people that they are not Catholic, and they were Orthodox from other kind of, I don't know, and they were on top of the floor where Jesus was crucified. So I go to this guy that looks like he's dressed as a priest, and I go and I said, I want to ask you a question. I was really polite, really respectful, like I've always been. The way that I approach, I said I'm a Mexican. I was born in Mexico. I was wondering, I'm a Catholic. I was wondering if I can get a blessing from you for my couple of family members that they passed away. It will really mean something for me to get that blessing in front of where Jesus was crucified. And he said, "You're Catholic? I don't think that I can do that. I don't." And it was really disappointing. Chuck, grabbed my side of my arm, and he said, "Oscar, the blessings from God come from the heart. He's the one that blesses you. He's the one that gives you the blessing. It doesn't come from a man. It comes from God and Jesus. That's who it comes from. So you continue to pray on your own, and that's where the real blessing comes." And it made me feel better, but it really disappointed me to a place that I'm a devoted follower of Jesus. I think that he was the most wonderful man that ever walked this planet. Nobody else has the most perfect, beautiful man that ever walked this planet is him. And to him, we need to repent, and he will come back. And he will come back to this world one day. But it was really disappointing that, and to that, I go to what's happening to me right now. I say some words that possibly Christians, actual hardcore Christians, they don't like, and I apologize for you guys, but that's my culture. I'm trying to drastically change it little by little, but you guys are slamming me for things that I really I feel I see a couple of comments, and I'm like, come on, man, I'm not saying it on that kind of note. But God bless you. God bless you. Somebody saying, "Don't quit, brother." Oh no, hell no, I'm not quitting. Hell no, man. We are in a war. We are in a spiritual war, and I have said this multiple times, and I'm gonna say it to you again. These liberals, they're not kind. There is not a time to be kind right now, and I'm telling you guys, I am not going to be kind to these people. I am not going to be kind. I'm sorry, but they're not kind to us, and they're completely trying to eradicate and destroy Christianity. And also, they are slamming Jesus, mocking him on parades of the letter organizations, the LGBTQ plus, mocking him, doing all these satanic rituals on parades and on football games and all this. They're mocking us. They're completely attacking us. And we supposed to be kind and stand on the sideline and not say anything? I don't know. I'm not going to be kind. I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not that kind of believer in Jesus that stays on the sideline and says, I'm a conservative and I will stand and let God handle it. I know God needs to handle it, but God has his soldiers, and that's us. So that's why he says, follow me. I'm the way. So we need to do that. We need to be, you can't be kind to these people. We need to defend him. And it's time to do that. That's why I'm like that. God bless you guys. Stay safe. Thank you so much for joining in. Somebody else also bought me a coffee. To all of you guys, thank you so much for joining in. God bless you. Stay safe. Be sure to be watching. Tomorrow we'll be live, and I will get in a couple of more interviews. God bless you all. Stay safe. And like we always say, people, God's plan.